Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and slayers of all ages, and welcome to Ratchet and Clank. It's been a hot minute since we uploaded one of these, and honestly, I've had this video and the other video on my laptop for a while, but every time I went to record audio for it, it decided it didn't like me, and that I should probably go and myself. So instead, we're actually just gonna do the exact same thing, but this time hope for the best and actually just, oops. We're just gonna hope that it goes. We are just gonna hope that it works out for me. Will it? Probably not. Do I want it to? Yes. Anyway, the reason why we are uploading so many Ratchet videos for this weekend is because they're supposed to be a crazy storm. So, like, a storm so bad that I lose all power the entire weekend. And I don't really have anyone who can take over for me for the streams, because, like, Kibo lives in the States, so he doesn't really have viable, consistent streaming internet. And, Riley has been 50% incognito, so I honest to a giant spaghetti monster, I have no idea if I will be able to stream tomorrow. If I am capable of doing it this weekend, I'll still get the streams out. This will just be like some extra stuff, just as like a, hey, here's a little something more to whet your appetite. If I can't though, then this is essentially the apology of I wasn't able to stream last weekend because I was sick during the days in which I was supposed to stream, and then this weekend I might not even have power, so that is our call. And the biggest thing with this that was annoying about it is at one point this was going to be a co-host video. I was supposed to be co-hosting with Tia, with Smallish Bear, who people get to actually see on the channel because it's not very easy for me to have her on streams because the whole doesn't live close enough to me thing, and then her computer is worse than mine. So it's a challenge. But, yeah, if I can't, like, one time I will try to make it so that I can have her join me for a video of some sort. But I don't know when that'll happen. Definitely not in the next 2 weeks, but I don't know when exactly I would be able to do that, so until that day, we can just go with what we got, which is currently spamming the bouncer. The worst thing is, I've been slowly working toward ideas. Like, I have a lot of ideas for shit that I can or should do for the channel. My only thing is, I'm not 100% on what I'm going to be able to do for the channel in terms of, like, actually get done. I'd like to say I'll have, like, by next month I'll have the Ratchet and Clank Going Commando done, but I have no idea, because I have the wonderful issue of, like, I have so many things I want to play that I can't always actually, you know, play the things I want to play. Also, if there's some, like, really random, inconsistent static, that's my bad. Apparently this headset's not nearly as good as I thought. I'm gonna switch it out for the next video. So if the audio sounds marginally different between this video and the next video, I swapped headsets. Or I might not even be using a headset for that video. I might just use the snowball. But for right now, we have my weird snake headset. That looks really cool and glows and all that, and that's great. Like, it's weird. Anyway, our goal for the ratchet and clank thing, because that's what we're playing currently, is going to be finishing this one, and then I might do some. Whoops! I might do something in between. This one and the next one. Like, I might just have, like, let's say an instance where, like, between Ratchet and Clank games, I just do, like, Borderlands or something of like that. Like, I just play a different game. And it should work out just fine, but knowing me, it won't. But, there's a few things I want to do, or I could do, or I should do. Like, I could / want to do something for, like, God, I could do Borderlands. I should try to go back and do Kingdom Hearts. Like, it's not that I don't have options. I have lots of options. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have planned things. Like, I'm not as good at planning my pre-recorded content as well as I am with my live crap. Like, with my live crap, it's not, like, planned as in, like, I have it scripted and I have everything set up. Like, I'm pimped out, ready for battle. It's just, hey, I'm a stream. But, like, it's easier for me to do, hey, I'm a stream, than it is for me to be like, okay, well, I know I have approximately 30 minutes of video footage, but I don't know what to say during that 30 minutes of video footage. I just know I have 30 minutes of footage, and I needed to have audio. Like, originally, I was going to try and update, or upload this during the time I was sick, because I had multiple instances where I just did not have a functioning voice. But then I was like, wait a second, I can't just upload this just silent. That would be bad. But, because of the whole that would be bad thing, like, I can't upload videos with nothing. Can't just be game audio. Like, unless people are like, oh yeah, you should leave your talking to streams, and for the pre-recorded stuff, you should just have it like a silent play, and I'm like, but that's not good. Doesn't really work for me. I can't just silent play my way through things, because, like, I know that if I did do that, I'd be like, okay, well, it's a silent play, I don't have to talk, and then there would be instances during the live stuff where I would just forget that it's live, and I might just stop talking, or, like, I might mute and then just do it, like, I'm still talking, but, like, it's not being captured on the recorder type thing. But for For the live ones, I always try to have audio. For the post ones, I always try to have audio. I'd prefer it with audio, because at least that way I know that, like, there's interaction. You get what I mean? But, oh, okay. Alright, so I'm gonna quickly go over to the game real quick. Fuck this boss. Like, I have fond memories of the boss. I do. I remember him being so cool when I was younger, but, like, now... Fuck this boss. Because he's just so large and annoying. Large. He's not like a super hyper difficult boss. Not that you'll be able to see that during the video, but he's not hard. He's not. His challenge is in a way more artificial than real. Like, yes, he's difficult, but he's not difficult because he's difficult. He's difficult because there's so much crap you have to be focusing on during the fight, where it's like, yes, there's a boss right there, but you know what else is right there? A million little bombs coming straight for your dick. So it makes it a lot less, hey, focus on me, I'm here to kill you, to, hey, focus on me. Well, I guess if you don't, you're gonna die. So it's annoying. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get stuck on him for a while. I don't know how long. I don't think I'm gonna be there for like an entire video, but like definitely gonna be there for a minute. It's like he's not good, he's not fun. I feel almost like I should do like my top X favorite bosses and just go to different games where there are bosses that I really enjoy if I have access to doing like recording footage of the boss, and just be like go through and be like, these are the bosses I like. These bosses can just go fuck themselves. Like, this boss can go fuck itself. Like, this would be dishonorable mention the boss, because he's bad. He's not, like, his music is good, but his gimmick isn't good, and his strategy isn't, it doesn't exist. Because I don't know if it's just me, like, leave a comment in the comments. It's like, do you have the feeling of like, when you're doing a boss fight, should there be something to, like, I want to say a gimmick to it, but that's not necessarily the right term. Like a little, like, a quirk. Let's call it a quirk. A quirk to the boss that makes the boss more than just shoot the guy. Like, very quick example. What's his name? I'm bad and I can't remember the name of the boss that I was about to just point out. You know what? Crush or Gulp. Either or for Ripto's Rage. Like the OG Ripto's Rage, not like I don't know about the remake game. I hope that Gulp and Crush are useful, good fights in that, but like, I don't know. I'm not the company making the game. I have I have no idea. It could just be that it's the exact same fight again, which isn't bad. It's just, I feel like that's not really, like, it could be what people are looking for. It's just, there's things they could do to kind of change it just enough. I'm not saying every game should be Dark Souls 2 Skull the First Sin, where it's like, oh yeah, we changed just enough of the stuff to where it feels like a different game, but not enough to where it is a different game. You know what I mean? Like, for the Crush fight, you dodge attacks, but then, like, you have to kind of, in a way, you have to Dark Souls Crush. Like, he's gonna try to attack you, and you have to dodge up until the point where he's where he gets hit, like where you can hit him again, and then you hit him, and then you dodge until you can hit him again. Rinse, repeat. Keep going and going and going until you're done. But like, it's not a bad choice, or like, there's not a lot of, like, I can't just be like, oh yeah, Dark Souls boss number 1, 2, 3, 4, because I think I could do Dark Souls bosses. Like, here's a list of my favorite Dark Souls bosses, but I don't know how to do lists, so it would just be like, here's footage of a Dark Souls boss. Okay, now here's more footage of a different Dark Souls boss, and just go through them that way. But like, it wouldn't necessarily be like, I don't know that I'd have necessarily any order. Like, it wouldn't be like, okay, this is my number 9. Like, he's really good as a boss, but he's not my favorite, but he's not the worst. But like, I don't think I'd be able to be like, okay, well, here's Ornstein and Schmoog in Dark Souls the First. Here's the reason why Ornstein and Spooge are good bosses in Dark Souls the First, because in Dark Souls the First, it's a kind of a turning point as a boss fight. Not because it's this big, super hectic, heavy, like, hey, you have to do dodging for 10 minutes. It's like, hey, if you know what happens in the fight, you have to figure it out, and you have to kind of focus, like, okay, what are you gonna do? Like, how are you gonna deal with that part of the fight? Are you just gonna hit it till it dies? Or, like, are you gonna go for Ornstein, or are you gonna go for Smo? If you're gonna go for Ornstein, you need to find out how to get to Ornstein without Smo interfering and fighting you, or dying, or something horrible and painful. So, your main goal in that fight, in that case, would be, like, in the case of, I need to fight for, let's say you're using a strength build, and your big strength weapon, you know, the strongest hitting strength weapon in the entire game is Smo's hammer, because I think it is. I think it's statistically one of the strongest weapons in the Dark Souls 1 game. I don't know, though, because I haven't played enough, and I don't really understand how the weapons and stuff in that game work enough to where I can just be like, yeah, that's the best of something. But, here's an example I can actually better replicate. In terms of bosses, from Crash Bandicoot Warp, a boss with a good gimmick that isn't too obnoxious, and it's still fun. Like, it's gimmicky, but it's fun gimmicky. It's not like, oh my god, I gotta keep going through the phases over and over and over. I really like Entropy, I think his name is, the Time Lord. We're just gonna call him the Time Lord because I don't remember his name. But, like, the Time Lord guy, I really like his boss fight. Not because it's a really good boss fight, just because I really enjoy it, because I like this, that it's like, here's a gimmick, but it's like a really good space gimmick, but it's still like just hard enough to where, like, if you don't fully 100% understand the gimmick, you can lose. Plus, like, it tests your, in that game's case, it tests like your platforming and your like timing and all this, that, and the other, and it's I like it. In terms of like Dark Souls, a Dark Souls boss that I really enjoy. Kind of really enjoyed Sif. Sif was fun. Made me sad, but it was fun. I don't have the DLC, so I can't like say I really enjoyed the Chimera or Artorias, because I didn't get to fight the Chimera or Artorias. So the only thing I know of the Chimera fight and the Artorias fight is the fact that they take place. Other than that, like, I got nothing. But, like, it's so good as a boss fight, just as is, that, like, I can say that I really enjoy the Sif fight, because, like, it's atmospheric, it's all around just, like, the fight is just hard enough to where it's not like, hey, I have the giant cleaver thing, I win. Because Sif also has a giant cleaver thing, so going off that logic, Sif wins, because it's as big, its big sword is bigger than your big sword. Bigger than your big sword could ever be. But, it's still like, there's a trick to beating the boss, and it's not that hard, but like, it's also not easy. Like, you can't just go into it all willy-nilly and just win. There has to be, like, there's something else you have to account for other than just hit it till it dies. But, in terms of, let's go back to the game. Let's say Ratchet and Clank bosses. What is my favorite Ratchet and Clank boss? Worst thing is, I've played every game, so, like, with the exception of Secret Agent Clank, I actually know all of the Ratchet and Clank bosses. And I think in terms of my favorite boss, I don't know. I want to say, I kind of want to say Courtney Gears, because she has a hilarious fight, and I have true distaste for certain things. By true distaste, I mean I actually have just certain things that when it pings in my head, I'm like, it needs to die. And Britney Spears happens to be one of those things. I don't know why. There's not actually like a solid explanation for it. It's just, it needs to burn. Kill it like the rest. But like, I can't just be like, oh yeah, well, I really like the Courtney Gears fight, like, because of the music. Because the music, it's literally just, like, it isn't an actual Britney Spears song, but it feels like one, so there's not enough to be like, well, if you like Britney Spears, the boss fight's even. No, if you like Britney Spears, the boss fight is horrible because you're essentially murdering robotic Britney Spears. If you don't care, or you have a distaste, the fight gets a lot easier because you're just killing a psycho robot bitch, and with moderately catchy pop music just in the background. But if it's like, she's my favorite artist, I want her autograph, and all that good shit, you're gonna have a bad time, because you're gonna actively be murdering that in a minute. But let's go for this game. I think in this game my favorite boss is probably, going off of what we've done so far, I don't think we've gotten to it yet. I really like that one on the forest planet. There's one on the forest planet, and it's like, this big gobbledygook monster. It's just a giant, like, spooky monster. It doesn't have any, like, super, thing going on. Wow. It doesn't have any, like, super thing going on or anything. It's just this big, spooky water monster, and the platforms sink. But other than that, there's not a whole lot. And I really like the Quark fight. We've done the Quark fight. I really enjoy the Quark fight, and I could not tell you why I really enjoy the Quark fight, but I really enjoyed the Quark fight. It was so fun. Because just, in the first game, Quark is just this big, noxious guy. He's not, like, he's on Drex's side, and, like, he tries to kill you, but, like, it's not, like, you fight the big, no, I think I'm thinking of the first game, where he gets you to fight the giant, weird salamandra monster with, like, Instagib super lasers. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. But, like, it's I personally think it's a really good fight. However, I also really enjoy the, what boss fight is it? There's a boss fight we'll get to later in this run that I really like, and it's really, really enjoyable for me. Like, for me, it's probably one of the coolest fights in the game, just because, like,
Clank?
it's so
Great.
good.
Let's go.
Hello? Aren't you forgetting someone?
Oops. Oh, I meant after we free Angela.
Thanks. Now, before
Casual.
you run off, take a look at this. I picked it out of Lizard Boy's pocket.
Because you're
Log
apparently
entry
a
4792, returning from Megacorp's distribution center. I'm beginning to suspect that Megacorp has lied to me. The extra-large decorative paperweights being stored there might actually be an enormous supply of proto-pets, which might explain why the whole facility is guarded by ravenous mutant creatures. Their warehouse ship may hold as many as 10 million crates, and with 100 proto-pets per crate, that could be as many as, 3.5 zillion proto-pets. A
Zillion.
secret shipment that
Great
large
word.
can only mean one thing. Megacorp is up to no good. I will confront
Gotta
them
make
as
trouble in
soon
the
as
neighborhood.
possible and demand a bigger cut of the action.
I
Are they
demand,
insane?
not that they stop,
The galaxy
not
is in
that
far
they,
more danger than
anything,
I had
no, just
imagined.
that
Do
I
you
get more
suppose, Mr.
money.
Fizz
We've
Widget,
wasted enough time
Need
on
it.
Fizz Widget already. I swear that crazy old man is not the same person I used to work for.
Whoa. You used to work for Megacorp?
Yes, in the genetics division.
On the proto-pet?
On fixing the proto-pet's flaws. And I was this close to succeeding when Fizz Widget suddenly pushed up their release date.
Is it worth disrupting the proto-pet shipments?
It's a start. But to stop them for good, we're gonna need to break into Megacorp headquarters.
Break in? How?
I have an old Megacorp ID on my home planet.
We'll split up then. Clank and I will go to the distribution facility. You go grab the ID.
So now, I think that's the end of this one. Yeah, I think next video we'll go to the super special awesome spicy spice planet where we fight all of the things. But for now, I hope everyone enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a comment, like, and sub, and we will see you guys on the next video where we tackle the thingamahoozit. Also, feel free to check out the links to the Discord, Patreon, and Facebook pages, all of which are in the description below. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
See if you can find any more news on the proto-pets.
And now, Behind the Hero brings you the conclusion of our series on Captain Quark. As of this airing, the fugitive superhero has been missing for almost 6 weeks. Did he die heroically? Was he the victim of an overzealous fan? Or is he still out there somewhere? The galaxy may never know, but stay tuned for more baseless speculation and crackpot theories on Behind the Hero.
Well, no more Quark.
Good. It is almost time for RoboChef.